Hello Scorpio, welcome to your reading. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're all well. Going to do a general collective love tarot reading for you guys. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. It is a general collective love reading for the sign of Scorpio. It will not resonate for all of you. So it's Monday the 4th of May 2026. Did I say that already? Oh, I don't know. Who's repeating themselves? Oh, okay. Right, what do we have for Scorpio? Four of Cups in reverse. Acceptance, forgiveness, moving on, healing, being grateful for lessons learned. That might be you, Scorpio. Cup energy, Four of Cups. Sorry, Five of Cups. Right, let's get going. What messages do we have for Scorpio? What messages do we have for Scorpio in love? The Fool. Woohoo! Brand new beginning. Moving on. Accepting the past. Accepting, forgiving. Perhaps you've just come out of a relationship, a connection. It's time to move on. Fresh, new, optimistic, positive energy. Moving forward. Being free. Freedom. Feeling free. With acceptance and forgiveness comes freedom. What other messages do we have for Scorpio in love? Okay. Page of Wands in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse. You're going forward into a new beginning, but you're not quite sure where you're going yet. And you're still sort of wondering whether to go backwards, all the while going forwards. Have you been holding on to something, holding on to someone, waiting around to see if something changed? That's a lot of wand energy. That's a lot of fire energy, action, impulse, back and forth, stop and go. Something's delayed, something's blocked, or something was delayed. Something wasn't coming forward, so you kind of let it go and are moving forward. Or there's a new beginning here, but it's delayed. Let's see what these might be about for you, Scorpio. Why is the Five of Cups here for Scorpio in love? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you are holding on to something, someone, a connection, some sort of past emotion. Or you're waiting, you're depending on some sort of new beginning with someone. Hanged Man in reverse. Yeah, you're kind of, or you have been stuck in an energy of waiting, of going back and forth. Going around in circles with someone, perhaps. You felt stuck, or you're still feeling stuck, but you want to go forward. Trying to see something from a new perspective. Why is the Fool here for Scorpio in love? Why is the Fool here for Scorpio in love? Yeah, the Empress in reverse. So there's that new beginning again, but it's stuck. It's stagnant, it's stopped, it's not growing, it's not progressing. Perhaps you're connected to someone where there was a new beginning, but it kind of didn't progress any further, or you're wondering whether to give someone another chance, or you're hoping there's going to be some sort of chance, some sort of reconciliation, forgiveness, but you're also possibly accepting the truth that there is no progression here. There's potential, but it's going to kind of stay at a potential, or you're holding yourself back from going forward into some sort of new beginning, fresh energy, or perhaps you're stopping yourself from reconciling with someone, or some sort of new beginning with someone, fresh energy with someone that you kind of know it's not going to progress. I don't know, I keep getting that. Let's move on anyway. Page of Wands in reverse energy. Why is it here for Scorpio in love? Justice in reverse. Unfairness. Yeah, perhaps you think this is one-sided, or it was one-sided, an unfair sort of dynamic connection. Something that kind of stunted your own progression, your own growth, something that stopped you going forward. Perhaps you were giving to someone and they weren't really giving you anything back in return. Perhaps treating you unfairly, or there was a situation that was unfair. Something that was taken away from you. You're worried about something being taken away from you. Three of Wands in reverse energy. Why is it here for Scorpio in love? Five of Cups in the upright. Yeah, there it is again. You're dwelling on something here, Scorpio. You're wondering whether to give someone another chance, or you're wondering whether to leave a connection and go towards new beginnings. You're dwelling on something. You're holding on to something in your emotions. You kind of, you're accepting it and moving on, but then you're moving back again. You're in your emotions. You're not quite sure what to do here. Two of Wands in reverse energy. Why is it here for Scorpio in love? Yeah, Three of Swords in reverse energy. Now you could be trying to heal, trying to move on, but you could also be resisting dealing with some sort of pain, breakup, separation, or dealing with resisting sort of healing from some sort of pain. There could be a third aspect, a third party energy getting in the way of something here. Now that could be a person, a job, a place, a thing, someone's mum, aunt, dad, whatever, or someone's, got other responsibilities or commitments, or they're connected to someone else perhaps. You're holding on to some sort of emotion that's stopping you from moving forward, stopping you from healing. Why is the Hanged Man here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? Judgment in reverse. Yeah, you're stopping yourself from healing, Scorpio. You're holding on to something. There's something here that needs to heal and it's not happening. There's some sort of awakening. Some sort of decision to be made, or just something to... could be a karmic energy. Could be you feel tied to something, someone. Or you keep giving to something that you know's not giving you back. It disappoints you time after time, but you're still holding on. Or someone's not coming to some sort of perspective. Someone's not seeing clearly, not seeing what it is that they need to do, or someone sees what it is they need to do and they're just refusing to do it. They're resisting it. Why is the Empress here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? Why is the Empress here for Scorpio in love? Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. There's that waiting energy, time. You've invested time, or perhaps money, or you've given to something that you were hoping to grow, to progress, and it's kind of not, and you're waiting for something to happen, waiting for some sort of change to be made. some of you, for one of you, not, you know, but there's a specific message here that someone's waiting to conceive. They're trying to conceive, and perhaps it's not happening quite yet, but you're planting the seeds, excuse the metaphor, and you're kind of waiting for them to grow. Good luck if that's you. Why is justice here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? The Hanged Man. Waiting. Trying to see something from a new perspective. Being patient. Waiting for some sort of fairness, some sort of balance, some sort of fair outcome. Waiting to see what grows, progresses. Someone here is giving someone a chance after chance after chance, and you're not seeing anything changing. Or someone needs to see something from a different perspective and they're not seeing it. They're not grasping it. Why is Judgment here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? Why is Judgment here for Scorpio in love? Knight of Wands in reverse. Sorry, Knight of Wands in the upright. You could be dealing with someone here that's unpredictable, unsettled, very impulsive, very unpredictable, very fiery, very sort of passionate, very in their passions, their desires. You're waiting for someone to take some sort of action that they're not taking. They're holding back. They're making you wait. Or you're choosing to wait. I'm getting a dependent energy here. There's kind of this codependent energy that I'm getting. Something that's been going around in a circle or going on for a long time. On and off kind of energy, back and forth. Why is the Three of Swords here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? The Emperor in reverse, yeah. Someone who is hard work. A little bit impulsive, unpredictable, possibly argumentative, possibly stubborn. Perhaps not very nice to deal with. There could have been some conflict, some tension, stress, arguments perhaps. Someone who always gets their way, someone who always wants things done their way, or this will be done this way kind of thing. I'm getting a selfish energy. Someone who just doesn't see how their behaviour affects others, or doesn't really care perhaps. They just want things their way, my way or the highway sort of energy. Someone who's very stubborn, perhaps set in their beliefs, their ways. Could be an older masculine figure around this. Could be connected to someone that's older than you. Five of Cups. Why is it here for Scorpio in love? Two of Pentacles in reverse. Something to do with money here perhaps, but someone's not prioritising. They're not dealing with their priorities. There's a selfish energy there. Someone who's kind of not dealing with what needs to be dealt with. They're just sort of, or they're not thinking about others. They're kind of just thinking about themselves. Someone's stressed, worried, overwhelmed, unorganised. Yeah, there's some order and structure that needs to be built here. Someone's unruly. Perhaps they're very stressed, the person that you're connected to. Could be a business person, businessman, businesswoman. Someone who lives the high life. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? Page of Swords. I'm getting someone who's confusing, or someone who's suspicious, or you're suspicious of someone, or there's some sort of contractual agreement or transactional agreement, or this person, like I say, could be a business person, could be, or there's some sort of legal situation that could be going on with regards to money, or whatever sort of legal situation it is. Someone's spying, watching someone. Could be some online communication going on here, or someone's given you some information, or you received a call, a text, a message, an email. Could be going through some sort of legal situation with someone who's very hard to deal with, making things hard. Someone's making things hard. Why is the Emperor here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? Why is the Emperor here for Scorpio in love? The King of Wands. There's a plan. There's something about someone's very disorganized. There's a plan that needs to be made, but you can't get on the same page as someone. Scorpio, you could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. There's a lot of fire energy here. There's someone here that's stressed. They're overwhelmed. They're under some sort of stress. Perhaps they've got a very high profile job. They haven't got time. There's someone here that's kind of like addicted to their work, dedicated to their work, their business, their job, their career, their lifestyle. But if someone's taking on too much, it's getting too much. Someone needs to get organised and create some order and some structure. Someone's got a way of doing things, and this is the way they've always done it, and they're not going to change that. They're not going to change the way they do things. Someone's really struggling. Someone's trying to help someone, possibly see something from another perspective, from a new perspective, but someone's just not willing to even think about that. Someone's not even willing to accept that on any level. Why is the Hanged Man here for Scorpio in love? Why is the Hanged Man here for Scorpio in love? Eight of Swords. Someone's stuck in their mind. Yeah, overthinking, but more so like really stuck in their way of thinking. Really, they struggle to see things in a new perspective. Someone's got an old-fashioned way of doing things. Very stubborn, but it keeps them stuck. I'm getting someone's like their own worst enemy. They're stopping themselves from going forward because of the way that they think, because they're so stubborn. They can't kind of accept anything from a new perspective. This is the way to do it. I know the way to do it. You know, someone wants to go forward, progress, go forward, have some sort of new beginning, or some very fresh energy. Someone wants to do things in a new way, but someone's not wanting to do. Someone wants it to stay the way that it is. There's a lack of team effort here. Someone's not on the same page, not on the same team. Why is the Knight of Wands here for Scorpio in love? The Tower in reverse. Yeah, someone's resisting a change, resisting some sort of transformative energy that could be a good thing. But there's a few situations going on here, but someone wants to go forward and someone's resisting going forward. They're resisting that change. They're resisting that new beginning. Someone's sort of hanging around to see if something changes, but someone's very stubborn, and I don't think you're going to see much change with this person, whoever they are. Why is the Page of Swords here for Scorpio in love? Four of Wands in reverse, yeah. So this could be a marriage, this could be a high-level commitment. Perhaps you've got family together. But, I mean, you could be at the point of separation. You could be thinking about separation, or you might already be separated. But something's just not able to come back together because someone's just so stubborn or set in their ways or resistant or avoidant, or you just can't. I think there's been arguments here, conflict, and you just can't come to some sort of resolution because someone's just not willing to, someone's possibly argumentative. They're not bringing peace. Someone wants peace here, but someone's just not willing to. They're too proud. Someone's too proud. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Scorpio in love? Eight of Pentacles. Someone's learning something or working a lot. Something to do with money here. Someone's working a lot, putting a lot of effort in, waiting to see some sort of change. Maybe you're making an effort with this person, trying to see some change. Could have something to do with money, education, children, or paying some sort of school fees, or someone's not giving the money that they need to give. Someone's not investing money into something. Someone's working really hard to make some change, and someone's just not. Someone's doing all the work and someone's kind of being a bit selfish, I'm getting. Thinking of themselves. Why is the Two of Pentacles here for Scorpio in love? Queen of Swords in reverse. So yeah, it could have been some harsh kind of words said, some arguments. Someone could be a bit manipulative or cruel with their words. Why is the Tower here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? Why is the Tower here for Scorpio in love? Four of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Someone needs to take time out. Is someone overworking here? Someone's very stressed with their job and they're really needing to take time out. They're very overwhelmed, very stressed. They need to get some balance, and rather quickly, with those two cards coming out. Someone's a workaholic. And it's, yeah, someone's a workaholic, and it's breaking a marriage. It's, you know, someone's choosing their job over their marriage or their family, perhaps, their career. Someone finds it hard to switch off, to rest, to take time out, to spend leisure time. Why is the Four of Wands here in reverse energy for Scorpio in love? Why is the Four of Wands here for Scorpio in love? Okay. Six of Wands in reverse, Five of Swords. Someone's feeling not being, okay, someone's success hungry. It's never enough, like someone's a high achiever. It's never enough, but it comes at a cost of kind of forgetting about everything else or everyone else they've got in their life. They're just intent on achieving. Someone wants to win at all costs. Someone that's very competitive. Someone doesn't know when to stop. And someone just feels unappreciated here. Unappreciated. Or someone thinks they're not being seen, but they are being seen. Okay, I'll put these into their suits. One moment. Wow. I'm seeing the slow decay of a empress and an emperor, of an empire that was once strong. You possibly are both in business together. Perhaps you have a family business, or there is a family business, but I'm seeing an empire here that was once built by two people that were on the same team. You're not on the same team anymore. There's two I'm seeing a really sad situation. There's two cup cards here, and they're both the 5 of Cups, one in the upright, one in the reverse. Sorry, I just had to get rid of that heavy energy for a minute there. That just got to me. The love's gone. The love's gone. You're both competing against each other. There's a very competitive, fiery, really fiery energy here. It's absolutely destroyed you both. You've both destroyed your empire. You've built it and you've destroyed it because you've both been going at heads with each other. No one seems to be willing here to make peace. You're not coming to the realization here. You're not coming to an awakening because you're both so hell-bent on having things your way. You're stuck because neither of you will see things from each other's perspective. Winning at all costs. What have you actually won? Because neither of you two are the winners in all this. You're both losing. You're destroying your empire that you worked so hard to build. That's a very strong energy for someone. Or it could be that you're both working so hard to keep your empire going that you've forgotten about love. You're stressed, you're tense, you're arguing. Neither of you are paying attention to each other. You're focused on building, money, or it's a heavy responsibility that you're both dealing with, but you need to take time out because you're not progressing. So if whatever all this building is for, if it's not progressing, if your empire's not building stronger, then what are you doing it for? What are you actually building on? I'm going to leave that one there, Scorpio. This is really heavy. And here's your sign. Here's the answer that you've been looking for. If you touch on this reading and it resonates, then you know what I'm talking about. One of you's got to give. One of you has to give here. Something has to give, because your empire is about to become rubble. You have to let the tower fall, and then you have to rebuild. There's no other way around it. Thank you for tuning in, Scorpio. Do I hope this resonated? Yeah, I hope the message got through, because it's about time that something was done about this. It's time to rebuild. Swallow your pride. Let go of this battle with each other, because neither of you are winners. Neither of you are winning. Good luck. Best wishes. Lots of love. Until next time. Bye-bye.